90 Day Fiancé: the story of David and Annie's IVF journey and their unexpected pregnancy. Alumni of 90 Day Fiancé Annie Suwan shocked her admirers by sharing some exciting baby news. Find out whether David Toborowski's ex-member of the cast is expecting. David Toborowski and Annie Suwan, the 90 Day Fiancé couple, are expecting a baby shortly. 30-year-old Annie from Bangkok, Thailand, is wed to David, a Kentucky man 54 years old. During season 4 of 90 Day Fiancé, the couple generated controversy since David appeared to be an alcoholic and lacked the funds to cover Annie's dowry. They had ups and downs, but in November 2017, after Annie immigrated to the United States, they were married. Despite experiencing periods of financial hardship, the pair managed to emerge triumphant due to their diligent efforts and popularity on reality TV. On Pillow Talk in their spin-off, David and Annie. After the 90 days, Annie and David became immediate favorites. In the first season, Annie made the decision to adopt her brother Jordan and cousin sister Amber in order to bring them to the United States. However, the youngsters' limited command of the language made it impossible for them to obtain visas. Annie became aware of her deep desire for a child of her own through her maternal instincts toward her brothers. But a lot of things were against them, which David and Annie have now managed to get past. The reasons David and Annie couldn't conceive. David and Annie had no intention of becoming parents. She did, however, disclose that at the beginning of David and Annie. After the 90 Days Season 1, something in her life altered. Annie's brother Jordan and cousin Amber had her thinking about being a mother. From his first marriage, David has 3 grown children, a son named Jacob and 2 girls, Ashley and Brittany. 23 years ago, David had a vasectomy. To begin planning for a baby, he would need to turn it around. Annie was diagnosed with PCOS, therefore she was constantly having issues. Annie didn't know if that would interfere with her capacity to become pregnant. Annie occasionally skipped her menstrual cycle by up to 3 months. During her consultation for the show, Annie saw a doctor in Thailand who informed her that although her womb is okay, she had a PC ovary. David stated to ET in December 2022 that Annie had the final say on the matter. When they had a child, Annie stated that she didn't want David to be a great-great-great-grandfather. August of 2023 was baby fever for Annie. According to David, his eldest grandchild turned 16 in 2022. In any case, David thought Annie would be a wonderful mother since she was patient and caring. David presented his newest family member to his Instagram followers in August 2023. David clarified that the infant in her tweet was her nephew, who had been born in Thailand the day before her admirers could draw hasty judgments. With the good news, David then questioned the audience if Annie had baby fever. He advised followers to tune in for a response. In November 2023, Annie began looking for IVF centers. By November 2023, Annie and David had made it clear that they were seriously considering having a child. In November 2023, Annie posted a significant status on Facebook announcing their intention to have a kid shortly. Annie shared a picture of an ultrasound on social media with the caption, "Looking for IVF centers." Annie and David had spent the last 2 years searching for a reputable IVF facility. They were searching the fan base for ideas. Annie requested that her Facebook followers message David with leads. Well-meaning fans responded to Annie's post in droves. Future baby plans shared by Annie and David. Unlike other cast members of 90 Day Fiancé, Annie and David are transparent about their life on social media. Their popularity as series fan favorites can be attributed, in part, to their passion of sharing intimate information about their relationship on Instagram. David and Annie took a selfie together while traveling in January. When they disclosed the reason for their journey, they grinned broadly. According to Annie's letter, they were going to the HRC Fertility Center in Los Angeles to visit the doctor about IVF therapy. David did a lovely thing to make Annie's Valentine's Day even more special. In an Instagram video, Annie shared with her followers the beautiful gift that David gave her. The video, which was shot inside a hospital, initially appeared unclear, even though Annie claimed David was giving her the best gift. When Annie asked David how he was doing as he was resting in bed, he replied that he was feeling relieved despite having had a weird feeling earlier. At last, David had agreed to receive his extensions. The physicians told Annie, according to her letter, they are very good quality and quantity. Annie had surgery to retrieve her eggs. Annie was prepared to have her eggs extracted after it was established that David, despite being in his mid-50s, had a healthy sperm count. After receiving 2 shots in her belly, Annie wrote, 20 eggs lining up right now, and she held up the packet of medication she had to take every night. In addition, Annie had blood work done and an ultrasound, during which it was found that she had 57 eggs and that her uterus appeared healthy. Annie was now prepared to begin her egg retrieval procedure. David declared himself blessed when 29 eggs were found. When Annie and David disclosed that Annie had had the procedure, they marked a significant turning point in their parenting experience. The couple let their admirers know that all was well. A total of 29 eggs were successfully extracted during the operation. David shared a photo of Annie smiling at the camera while seated in a hospital bed and dressed in a medical gown. They told that during the first week of May, the embryo would be inserted into Annie's body by the medical professionals. They had 12 embryos that made it, and David informed a fan in the comments that they were genetically testing them. Annie says, "A baby is on the way." Annie shared a video on March 26 with the comment, "Baby on the way." As Annie informed followers about their IVF procedure, she was overjoyed. Annie revealed she might become pregnant earlier than anticipated and shared her good news. It was announced by David and Annie that they had 12 viable embryos. He continued by saying that there were still a few examinations before the embryo was inserted back into Annie's body at the proper moment. Numerous admirers and cast members, including Debbie Johnson and Jenny Slatten, offered their congratulations and best wishes for the couple's impending birth.